So we have some very troubling news that doesn't actually pertain to the United States, but because the United States is helping Israel, what Israel has just done over the past several weeks actually causes a lot of concern for the US and the American people. Today I want to break down what is going on, but just to be clear, so you know, Iran, their nuclear facility has been destroyed, and it was destroyed in October because of an Israeli strike. Yeah, well, what the United States has said recently is actually putting the US kind of in front of this and is causing concern for millions and millions of people. Now, I want to break down what's going on and how this could potentially impact you in the near future, but all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So yes, according to Axios, it has been confirmed that an Israeli strike destroyed an active nuclear weapons research facility in Iran. But what's even scarier is that this active research facility was unknown. Nobody knew about this, but it's now been reported that this is or was an active nuclear research facility. Now, the reason why Iran just can't come out and say that, yeah, you hit one of our nuclear facilities is because this was a secret facility. And that right there would actually cause a lot of concern, not just for people here in the United States, but for other countries as well, because they are going against what everybody has said are the rules. This is what we have to abide by. And Iran simply went against it. Well, I want to show you something. Look at this right here, okay? It says why it matters. The strike, which targeted a previously reported to be inactive, significantly damaged Iran's effort over the past year to resume nuclear weapons research, Israel and the U.S. official said. It says one former Israeli official briefed on the strike said it destroyed sophisticated equipment used to design the plastic explosives that surround uranium in a nuclear device and are needed to detonate it. Okay, so what Israel did was they, again, very important piece to the whole thing, but they destroyed it. They got rid of this facility. Well, Russia just did something today that is concerning for the United States as well. It has to do with the uranium. So I'll break that down in a moment as well. But look at this. It says, Iran has denied it is pursuing nuclear weapons. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas something said in a statement last week that Iran is not after nuclear weapons, period. Okay, so Iran is not after nuclear weapons, but yet they have a sophisticated, or they destroyed sophisticated equipment used to design the plastic explosives around the uranium. So if you're not interested in nuclear weapons, why would you have this? That's what countries are now saying. Well, here's the reason why I bring this up. Iran has done some very questionable things over the past several years. One of the first things that President-elect Donald Trump is going to do when he gets into office is, and he's already putting the pieces in place, he is likely going to stop Iran from doing anything. We will likely see troops over in the Middle East, over in that area, to stop Iran from doing absolutely anything. But this is a very interesting article that came out just today. It says Iran told Biden administration it won't try to assassinate President-elect Donald Trump. Okay. All it says is Iran's mission to the UN says Tehran remains committed to avenging Soleimani's assassination through legal means. Okay. So, where does this take us? Well, here's the issue. The issue has always been that Iran and the United States are not friends. Iran has these proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah and the Yemen Houthis, who they continue to funnel money, weapons, and everything to. We already know there are sleeper cells here in the United States. According to reports, we do know Hamas and Hezbollah have sleeper cells here in the U.S. And those sleeper cells could be a concern for President-elect Donald Trump or others as well. Now, here's the reason why I really want to bring this to your attention. For the past month or so, the United States has been telling Israel that you need to provide more humanitarian aid to Gaza. If you don't, we will pull all the funding, all the weapons, all the assistance, you will get nothing left. Well, just the other day, the U.S. says it will not limit Israel arms transfers after some improvements in flow to aid to Gaza. Well, according to many other reports, the aid to Gaza is still very slow. It's not really improving that much, I guess maybe a little bit, but it's good enough for the U.S. Well, Iran is irate. They can't stand this. Well, I want to play this clip for you, okay? Because, again, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning because right now Iran and President Biden, they don't really get along. But at the same time, President Biden hasn't done anything to Iran other than actually give them more power. Donald Trump stepping in on January 20th is going to completely limit that. And this person that you're going to hear from, okay, Senator Tom Cotton, what he says is the U.S. needs to pretty much be on guard for the next 10 weeks. Listen to this right here.
That Israel looks like they have destroyed the active nuclear weapons research facility in Iran with their last hit. I did not know they even targeted that, but it looks as though they also wiped out Iran's missile defense. Iran is threatening to hit Israel. The president-elect is going to have to deal with this when he gets into office. What would your recommendation be? I know he's got good people around him, too, about what we should do with this unique opportunity to maybe take out this weapons program once and for all.
Now, we're going to get to his answer in just a second, but I want to just say one thing. What the reporter is asking, Senator Tom Cotton, is, okay, that when President-elect Donald Trump steps into office, he's going to have to handle this. Okay, we know that. But he also says that Iran expects to hit Israel. Iran has already targeted Israel. Israel responded, and the response is what took out this nuclear facility. Now, Iran has not responded to that yet, but experts were just believing that it's a matter of time. But with this new report coming out from Axios just today, now experts believe that this is the reason why Iran has been waiting, because now they have to respond in kind with a slight escalation. Let's keep listening.
Well, first, I would say that Israel faces a serious threat for the next 10 weeks, and I would urge President Biden to stand by Israel to make sure that Israel is well defended and that we back Israel to the hilt. But I know that's what President Trump will do from the very beginning. They'll back Israel to the hilt. Iran is the key threat in the Middle East, not only to Israel, but to the United States. They're behind terrorist organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah, but Iran is now exposed on its flanks in the way it hasn't been for decades. Hamas is largely destroyed. Hezbollah's missiles and rocket forces in Lebanon have been severely degraded. That was the main deterrent that Iran used against Israel. And now Israel and Iran have exchanged missile strikes twice. Israel's have been much more effective, as you say, destroying a lot of Iran's air defenses. So we should back Israel to the hilt. And the one thing that President Trump has always been clear about, just like Prime Minister Netanyahu, is that Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon or even be on the verge of having a nuclear weapon.
Okay. So exactly what he said right there. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. They can't even be close to having a nuclear weapon. Because if they have a nuclear weapon, they are likely going to use said weapon. That's the problem. Now, here's where things get very interesting. I was reading this article today. It's from the Wall Street Journal. It says U.S. must be prepared to expand nuclear weapons force, Biden officials say. It says the U.S. needs to be prepared to expand its nuclear force to deter the growing threat from China, Russia, and North Korea. It says decisions on whether to deploy more nuclear weapons are being left to the incoming Trump administration, which has yet to spell out its defense plans. Okay. What we know is that that President-elect Donald Trump is not going to come out and look weak. He's going to come out and look strong. He may overplay things, but he's going to come out and look strong. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because of what Russia just announced today. Look at this. It says Russia takes aim at U.S. nuclear power by throttling uranium. It says enriched uranium needed in reactors supplying 19% of U.S. power. Now, I want to show you this, okay? Look at this right here. It says, as Russia's prolonged war with Ukraine has made it increasingly unpopular on the world stage, the nation has reportedly signaled a willingness to use its vast energy resources as geopolitical bargaining chips. Russia also told Austria on Friday it's throttling gas supplies, interrupting a 6-decade supply agreement currently covering 80% demand because of a legal dispute. Look at this. It says U.S. enriched uranium. Russia covered 27% of U.S. enriched uranium demand in 2023. Russia's here in blue. Okay? These are the other countries. You got Germany in pink. You got the Netherlands in gray. You got Russia in blue. United Kingdom in yellow. You got United States, obviously, in green. Okay? And then you got blue, our other countries. France over here in black. Yeah. Right now, there's a fight for nuclear weapons. We know North Korea and Russia are partnering together. Okay, China has obviously helped out many other countries, not the United States in particular, but this is where we're headed, a potential nuclear disaster. So, I don't know what it's going to look like moving forward, but the one thing I can tell you is that over the next 10 weeks, we know that Iran is likely going to strike Israel. As to what it looks like, as to how devastating this could be, well, we're going to have to wait and see. All we know right now is that the United States is sitting back, waiting. But we are prepared to help out in any way possible. So, we're going to see what that looks like moving forward. But the one thing I can promise you is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.